Alright guys, we're just waiting on the betas to go live right now. So as soon as those pop up on here, we will be able to start that process. So we're just waiting on those. I've got all my devices right here, my iPhone, my Mac, everything ready to roll. Apple TV. Wait, they didn't mention tvOS. So just looking at some of the stuff they announced. Alright, so we got the new MacBook Pro, we got the MacBook Air with M2 chip, which looks pretty nice. So you can still get the M1 chip, you can get the M2 chip. I really like the midnight color. They come with the dual USB-C port power adapter for the upgraded model. You can also buy that, it's $59. It works with the MacBook Airs and the iPads and stuff like that. You cannot charge a MacBook Pro with it though. I don't believe it doesn't mention anything on there for that. But if we go down here to power and accessories or power and cables, you can buy the compact one or you can buy the dual port one. Now I guess the difference in this is that one has the fold out prongs, and this one right here you can take the end off if you want to put the extender cable on it. So there are two of those available, and then right here you can buy your cable here in different colors. So I just realized I have a space gray MacBook Pro, the 14-inch M1, but it actually came with a silver cable. So now they have different colored cables. You can do the space gray, the silver, the midnight, or the starlight. I think the midnight looks pretty cool. Might pick one of those up for my MacBook Pro. But this one, the compatibility on it is listed as the iPhones, the iPads, the Macs, Apple Watches, and all that kind of stuff. For the iPhone on iOS 16, we did drop the iPhone 6s and the iPhone 7 and 7 Plus. So iOS 15 is iPhone 8 and above, which also means we did drop support for the 7th gen iPod Touch. The last one that just came out and just got discontinued will not be getting iOS 16, which is kind of sad. I was hoping, after they discontinued it, we would see one more update, but that is not the case. We are not getting another update for the iPod Touch or the iPhone 7 series. So we did drop a couple devices there. I don't remember what it was for the iPad or the Macs, but we'll have to see here in a minute once that all comes out. Looks like that is updated. I'm really excited for the widgets on iOS 16 and the complications, I guess you could call them, on iOS 16. The home screen. Home screen's looking really nice with what you can do with photos and your wallpaper and all that kind of stuff in terms of customization. macOS looking pretty cool. They didn't do too much with it. iPadOS, we got a weather app. I'm still hoping one day we'll get pro apps. They're talking about the memory and all the power and the fact that it can use swap memory and all that kind of stuff. One weird thing is they kept the MacBook Pro 13-inch, like older model, older design with the touch bar, and they added the M2 to that. So the only thing we have with the M2 right now is the MacBook Air, the new MacBook Air, and the older generation MacBook Pro. Let's see, let's go to, we don't need to see iOS 16, I just saw that. Let's see the preview. Let's see if it says, we did get a new mail app. I don't use the default mail app anyway right now. You can unsend iMessages, edit iMessages, mark as unread, all that kind of stuff. You can use your iPhone as a camera. It actually has a MagSafe accessory. I'll have to check and see if that's in the store here in a second. Again, this is the stream where I'm going to be installing the beta, but we are just waiting on the developer website to come back up. They are uploading all the profiles and probably IPSWs right now. So as soon as that is available, we will be installing the betas. But until then, I'm just going through and showing you guys what is new in all the new OSs on here and what is available hardware-wise. Let's see if we can scroll down. It's usually, yep, here we go. So it's going to be iMac 2017 and later, iMac Pro 2017 and later, MacBook Air 2017 later, MacBook Pro 2017 and later, Mac Pro 2019 and later, Mac Mini 2018 and later, and MacBook 2017 and later. And then for iPadOS 16, just scroll right to the bottom and see that. iPad Pro, all models, iPad Air 3rd generation and later, iPad 5th gen and later, and iPad Mini 5th generation and later. So that is all of the compatibility. We're still in maintenance mode here on the developer website, so we're just waiting on that, like I said, to come back up. Hopefully they have profiles and I don't have to sit here and download a bunch of stuff download the full file on each device. And yep, I would wait a little bit. If you're worried about trying it out, I haven't had any major issues in the past forever to the point where my device wasn't usable. But again, I would wait a little bit, at least until after a few people try it out and see how it goes. Again, just waiting on the developer website to come up here and we should be back live. Let me turn off this real quick. We don't need that on anymore. Alright, so yep, we're just waiting on that here and we should be able to try out the betas here shortly. My friend just realized that you have to be 2017 and up on that, on the MacBooks, on the Pro. So it looks like we lost support for a few devices this year, but nothing too crazy. Alright, we got the beta cam ready to go. We're going to be doing it on the iPhone 13 Pro Max first. I'm going to let some things install in the background. We're going to use the MacBook Pro here as a little base for everything to sit on. Alright, it looks like we might be up here. Yeah, it's not on here yet. Just have an iOS 12. Everything else is 15. Yeah, the servers are back up, but the actual the betas are not showing up just quite yet. It's still got the old stuff on there. Alright, so it just showed up for somebody. Still not showing up for me yet, but it looks like Brandon Butch is having some issues too. He just got an error. Oop, I didn't even, oh there it is. I think that was the right one. I'm just going to go to the developer website on my phone too, because it looks like there is going to be a profile. Okay, so it looks like it downloaded the profile here on my phone. So So the profile just came back up, and it is now working. We do have everything up here right now. So there is a TV16 beta. We're gonna download that real quick and pop over here to there you can just Alright, so that's restarting. Alright, so we have the developer beta here. We're gonna download. It's 2.96 gigabytes coming from iOS 15.6 beta 2. My Apple TV has just restarted. But it's not showing a beta yet for the update. Alright, so we're downloading on there. Let's see, while that downloads, we're going to get the iPad going too. Let's see. Somebody said you actually don't need to restart. Let's see if that's true. It is true, you don't need to restart. Alright, so we got the iPad and the iPhone installing the betas right now. Looks like everything is going just fine. Remember, if you want to comment, all you have to do is subscribe to the channel. You have to be subscribed for 1 minute to comment. So if you are trying to ask a question or something like that, just subscribe to the channel. It's just to keep spam down. So everything is installing right now. I mean, 16 is going to be more unstable at first, but they are going to fix the bugs. Obviously, beta 1 probably going to be so wait, Xcode 14 is required to build apps running on Macs. So it looks like you can, while those install, it looks like on macOS you can create a separate volume. And yeah, so you can run the beta on a separate volume on macOS if you don't want to use it on, if you don't want to risk losing stuff, you can have a separate volume, which is cool. Alright, so the iPhone is preparing the update, iPad's still downloading. Alright, we're going to get this started on the Mac while these devices do their thing. It's going to be kind of hard to see the Mac, but macOS 13 install profile. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and, unless we start having spam issues, I'm going to go ahead and disable the requirement for the subscriber chat. So that should be turned off now. So if you guys want to go ahead and comment, if you're not subscribed, you can. If we start having issues with spam, I will go ahead and re-enable that. Alright, macOS Monterey 12.5 beta 2. No, I don't want that update. My Mac is trying to install macOS 12.5. Don't know why it's trying to install that. Let me restart the Mac real quick. Alright, Alright, so we're still downloading on the iPad. The iPhone is in the process of preparing the update, so it looks like it will be done first. Again, the Mac is trying to install 12.5 for some reason. My computer is not that dirty. It has some dust on it, but I have a light right here and it's reflecting off the keyboard, so it makes it look like it's more dirty than it is. So we said the profile for macOS isn't up yet, but it definitely was showing up. Yeah, now it's showing that my somebody said there's no macOS yet, but I just downloaded it. I don't know if there was maybe an issue with it. Yeah, macOS is right here. Oop, I don't want to download that. tvOS 16, macOS 13. Oh, there we go. macOS 13 just came up on the Mac. Yes, it is out. All the profiles are working. I have it installing on my Mac and it's installing on my iPhone. For everybody saying to show it, I am going to show it, but it's still installing, so I don't have anything to show just yet. I'm waiting on everything to finish installing. I'm literally installing this on everything right now. It's installing on my iPad, it's installing on my iPhone, it's installing on my Apple TV. So everything is installing. Yes, I'll check out mail and everything. I'm gonna show, I'll do like a little first look and everything. Once it finishes installing, I'll go through that live, and then I'm going to do a dedicated recorded video after I have some time to play with it off stream and stuff like that, just so I can see everything that's actually new. Once these update, I will install it on my Apple Watch as well, but I'm not going to do that on the live stream because I got to wait for the iPhone to install, and the Apple Watch is a little more tedious than doing it on just like iOS and stuff like that. I'll check out the new CarPlay. I don't know if that's something that's coming new in iOS 16 right away. Obviously, a lot of the stuff they announced is going to be specific to certain cars that support it, which aren't coming until next year. But I hope the redesigned layout, where you can kind of have other apps and windows and stuff like that, I hope we can do that on regular CarPlay as well. So I'll have to check that out later. And if you can, I will. I'll make a video of that when I do that as well. Will Smith, if you want the stuff for the developer profiles, you have to be a member of the channel. All that stuff is going to be over on the private Discord chat shortly. So all that kind of stuff will be something we will be doing over on the Discord. $2.99 a month gives you access to all that kind of stuff over on the Discord, which I'll show you right here. So right here we have a software update thing. You can see get automatic notifications for all your software updates. And then right here in beta software, I just created this. If you guys, like I said, become a member of the channel, you guys get private access to this. And you guys can post links in here, all that kind of stuff. We'll have that stuff right in there. I mean, they'll fix the issues. I mean, there's still some stuff that exists from 15, but we'll see how it goes. The iPhone is almost done over here, as you guys can see. So those are all installing. The Mac looks like macOS is 12.12 gigabytes, so that's going to take a little bit to download here, but everything else, the iPhone's already done downloading, it's just preparing the update. iPad is about halfway done downloading. So we'll be checking out iOS first, and then we'll move over to iPadOS and then probably macOS after that, because it is the one taking the longest to install. So again, all the downloads, if you're looking for them, all the downloads are available now. The profiles, you can do the restore images if you want, or you can install the profile. It is available right from the start. There is a restore image for Mac computers with Apple Silicon, watchOS 9, tvOS 16. I don't remember them mentioning anything about tvOS in the keynote. Did anybody see anything about tvOS in there and I just wasn't paying attention? Did I miss something or what? Let me know if you guys saw anything. Okay, the iPhone is done. So iPhone is done preparing. So we're going to go ahead and click install, and it is installing right now. Yeah, they didn't mention anything about tvOS. I'm installing it right now. It is available. So we'll see if anything changed. I'm guessing we'll probably just have a few updates to SharePlay and stuff like that that was announced with everything else, but they definitely do not have a dedicated tvOS section, so I'm not really expecting anything in there. Did not have any issues, no issues whatsoever installing anything this year. Everything went live basically right away. Within about 10 minutes of the event, all the profiles were up. Everything downloaded pretty quickly. It looks like a lot of people are downloading right now because the iPadOS one, which I started last, slowed down a little bit. But other than that, everything is going pretty good. Says we got about 31 minutes remaining on the Mac, but that is a 12 gigabyte download, so to be expected there. iPhone download was pretty small at just under 3 gigabytes. I don't remember what the iPad was, but it is installing as well. I'm gonna go ahead and move the iPad off the screen here just so we can get the iPhone on there since it's almost done. Same thing with the Mac. Not much to see, just watching the download bar. So I'm just going to put that back there and let it do its thing. What model iPad is it? It's the 5th gen, the latest generation, 12.9 Pro. So it is the M1, so it's going to get all the M1 specific features that they announced today. That is a 13 Pro Max, and then the Mac is a 14-inch M1 MacBook Pro. I do have a 3rd gen iPhone SE as well. So I'm going to install the beta. Actually, let me get the beta installing on that real quick while we wait, just so I can show any. get the profile on the SE as well. The developer website is running a little slower than it was before. All right, there we go. So as I said, if you want to install this on your Mac to try out the beta for macOS, you can create another volume. The instructions are on the developer website for that, so you can create another volume. Are you for sure about the haptics in iOS? I didn't see that mentioned, but it would be kind of cool if there were. Ooh. Especially on the newer devices with really good haptic engines. It's a 2.71 gigabytes on the SE as well. But anyway, on the macOS, you can create a separate volume for installing the beta. So if you don't want to run just the beta, if you want to be able to play with the beta and have your regular stuff on macOS, obviously you're gonna lose all your settings and your apps and stuff like that on that volume. You'll still have it on the other volume, so you can boot into macOS 12 if you want to, but you're not going to be able to just transfer stuff over. But you can create another volume and have a beta volume if you want to do that. So you can split that. I'm probably not going to do that. I'm just going to risk it and install this on here. If we do need to go back, all you have to do is go to the developer website. If you go up to, I believe there's a section for macOS. Yeah, if you want macOS 12.4, you can download it right here, or you can download the restore image for beta 2 right here if you need to go back to that. So you do need another Mac to restore it though. Looks like we got 2 minutes left on the iPhone SE, so that download is going pretty quick. The iPad is done. Oop, you guys can't see it. iPad is done downloading. We're just waiting on the preparing update to finish, and then we should be good there as well. And the Apple TV has just turned back on from its update. You guys can't see it, but I've got my mouse right here, my remote right here, which I'm waiting on it to reconnect to the Apple TV. There we go. Let's see, general, about, tvOS 16. It's got a different animation in the menus, it looks like, but everything else, I mean, you know, tvOS is tvOS. It's been about the same for a while. So UI-wise, it looks about the same, but I'll play around with that here in a bit. I'm just going to go ahead and turn that off for now. Waiting on the iPhone to finish. Yeah, I always run, I never do virtualization. I always run what do you mean macOS install updates, recovery, and bridgeOS firmware? I have a Mac that's on the public release of macOS 12. So if I needed to uninstall it on my MacBook Pro, I can use my Mac Mini to go back to the public release on the MacBook Pro. Like even if it was completely dead, I'm able to revive it from the Apple Configurator app on my Mac Mini without having to have basically any working software on the MacBook Pro itself. So I don't have to worry about anything going wrong with the beta there because I'm always able to revive it that way. I know it's hard to see on the iPhone. I don't know why it got kind of dark, but it is still going. The bar is like right there. But yes, with the beta on the Mac, you can create another volume. It's not a virtual machine. It's just another volume on your drive, so you don't have to install the update over top of your main OS. But I'm going to check out a couple things on the MacBook Pro, and if it runs okay, I'm going to go ahead and install it on yeah, I know the macOS updater installs the firmware updates, but like I said, with having another Mac and Apple Configurator, I can revive the Mac from another Mac, and it will undo those updates and reflash it back to the public release. Alright, so the iPhone has booted up here. Let's see, let me log in. So far, it's pretty quick. Let me just see a couple things here. All right, let's see. So we're gonna check out iOS 15 or 16, sorry, on the iPhone. I haven't done anything yet, so I don't know everything in here, but we're going to I haven't played with it. We're gonna do it right here on the screen. So as you can see here, the clock's a little different. We have the personal thing just telling me it's in the focus mode down there. So I don't know how to... I'm getting a haptic feedback when I do that. Let's see. Maybe I have to Alright, so I've unlocked it. And as you can see here, we can create a new one, a new home screen right here. You can have different home screens, kind of like watch faces. You can do that. You can also have different home screens per each focus mode. Yes, I installed it on my main iPhone. I have two iPhones, but I'm installing the beta on both of them. So we're going to customize it, and we're going to add a new wallpaper. So you can actually, you can do like a weather wallpaper. That's kind of cool. So I'm just going to do that default one. And you can tie it to a focus down here, so you can link it to a focus, as I said. We're just going to tap that. So you can have a weather wallpaper, which is really cool. So it automatically does the weather widgets, and the background is the weather, just automatic weather widgets, and then you can just go back if you want to use that main home screen. So that's really cool. I don't know if you can... Yeah, so if you want to delete one, you can. So now that's the main one right there. And then if I press and hold again, I can customize, and we can set different clock styles, colors, all that kind of stuff right here. We can go down here and we can customize the widgets if we want to. So you can add a bunch of different stuff, batteries, home, all that kind of stuff. We're going to just cancel that real quick. And let's see. I'm going to customize that again. Actually, hold on. We're going to make a new one. So here's all the other stuff you can do. These are the wallpapers, so you can do a color, you can do astronomy, weather, emojis, photo shuffle, photos, people, all that kind of stuff. There's different collections down here. So we're just going to choose this one, which is the iOS 16 wallpaper. And we can add, let's see, we'll add batteries. So you can add, I have my AirPods connected right now. So we're just going to add that in there. There is a home summary you can do. We'll do weather. I don't know if you can you do more than what fits? Yeah, so you can only do what fits right there. Let's tap up here. You can customize that widget right there. So let's do the clock. We'll do that one. I'm just gonna leave the color alone. Let's see, I'm gonna delete this one real quick. Alright, so that is the wallpaper right there. As you can see here, it says SOS up there just because I don't have a SIM card in there, so it looks like it's doing that on these. I'm gonna take a screenshot of that real quick and send it to somebody. It's running very, very smooth. There is no haptic feedback on the keyboard for whoever said that. I'll check and make sure there's no setting for that, but I don't see. Oh no, there is haptic keyboard. So yeah, if you go into keyboard feedback right here, there is haptics on the keyboard. Oh my gosh. So yep, you can do keyboard haptics. So here's some of the sound and haptic settings right here. So it kind of explains down here. Play haptics in ring mode. So if you have the ring mode on, max number on widget. No, the max number of widgets isn't 2 on the lock screen. It just depends on the size. I have the big one over here and the big one here. If you have the small square ones, if you have these small square ones, you can do 4 across. And then you can also add widgets up here. And then you can customize the time right here, but you can also add some other stuff up here. So let's see if I do, so you can do like different clocks and stuff like that here. You can do weather conditions right there. So Monday the 6th, 81 degrees. So yeah, you can get rid of that. And then if I add like these, you can do, so you can do like one big one. There's 4 spaces here basically. The large ones take up 2 spaces, and then these each take up 1 space. So that's how that works. So you can do more than 1 or more than 2. You can do home stuff. There's other stuff you can scroll through here. These are just the suggested ones up on the top right there, which is very nice. It's nice to have the weather on the home screen. The batteries doesn't look like it shows. The phone battery, that's not on there. But you got weather stuff, calendar, clock, fitness, home. I don't have any climate sensors, so it's not gonna. So that shows like my security system. You can monitor security. We'll just do the home summary for now. And let's see, if I tap this, it's going to take us into the home app. So the home app is also redesigned. I'll cover this in my video. But you no longer have to go to the rooms tab to see all your different rooms. So that's very nice. I love the keyboard haptics. Let me see if I can unsend. Alright, so I just edited this message. My friend does not have iOS 16 on his phone, but I just edited that message, and we'll see if he gets that. They moved the search thing so you can swipe down still, but it is also right here on the bottom where the page indicator is. You can just tap right there and search. So that's very nice. And let me just take a look at the comments real quick because I haven't been looking at them while I'm looking at the phone. Collaboration mode I'll have to try on the iPad. That's not on the iPhone. Good start for customization. Haven't changed the lock screen. It's actually really nice because it's not too much, but it's just enough basically. Like you can see, I can see my AirPods better. Let me take my AirPods out real quick and see what happens when they're not connected, just to see what it fills that space with. Is there a button to close all apps? Give me 1 second, I will check. It looks like it just... Okay, let me open the case back up. I saw another icon there for a second, but I'm not too sure what it was. Let me give those a second and see what it shows after they disconnect. Control Center. Control Center is the same. There is nothing different in Control Center. Is there a button to close all the apps? No, there is not. The app switcher is the same. There's nothing really different about it. Let me see. My friend's complaining about his MacBook not being supported in whatchamacallit. Okay, so it looks like if you're not on iOS 16, you can't see the message edits because I just changed it to LOL. Can you see the edit? And it just says LOL on his end still. So it looks like that did not change. And then I said test at the end of that one right there, and I don't think he got that as well. So let me see. I'm gonna undo send the screenshot. All right, so I unsent the screenshot. Wait, it says Zachary Melson. All right, yeah, so it says right there that on older versions of iOS, the message may not unsend. So it looks like maybe they'll probably update previous versions of iOS and iMessage once that comes out. So once that's a feature and stuff like that. Do you have to pay $100 to install the dev beta? Technically, yes, but there are other places where you can get the profile to install it on your phone. Like I said, if you join the channel as a channel member for $2.99 a month, I will let you guys post those profiles in the private Discord, and I may even post it a little bit later after that. So we'll see. Swipe up. I don't know what you mean to swipe up on, but yeah, dark theme is the same. Nothing like that really changed. It looks the same. It just makes everything, dark. There weren't really any updates to that. The main update was to the home screen. But if we pop back in here to the settings, let me take my AirPods back out of the case. You can see we do get an AirPods section. Let me. Okay, right there. So you can tap that, and you get all your AirPods setting and battery right there on the main screen. So you can control what they do, the automatic ear detection. This was all available before in About, but it just moves up right here when you have a device connected. Hopefully they add an update section to that, so if there's an AirPods update available, maybe you can manually do that right there. But that does show up when you have AirPods connected. Let me disconnect them again and see if this changes on the home screen. Let's see, so I'm going to wait for them to disconnect. Okay, they disconnected. Yeah, so it looks like the home screen is going to show your battery life. Is going to show your battery life whether they're connected or not. So I don't know if it's going to try and connect to them every once in a while just to get the battery, or if you can see. see that or not. The iPad is just about installed, so I'll take some more questions for iOS while this installs. But we're going to move to the iPad here in a second because I need to play around with it off screen just to see, everything. Okay, so he just sent me a message, and you can see the new notifications down there on the bottom, so it doesn't block your whole screen. So that is pretty cool. All right, and it looks like the battery did change. It changed to my Apple Watch once the AirPods disconnected. So that is cool, so it doesn't waste that space right there. And then if you have other notifications, you can swipe up from the bottom, like so, and you can get your other notifications. And then you can just re-swipe down and then go back down to the bottom. I'm really glad that it has haptic feedback for the keyboard. macOS, my Mac is still downloading. Actually, it looks like it finished downloading. Let me start the install. And it's not, I haven't really done anything than what you guys have seen on screen there, but no, it does not seem buggy. It's running pretty smooth. All right, so my Mac is installing the beta right now. Is there one button to close all apps? No, there is not. The app switcher is the same. And yeah, if you guys don't want to pay for the developer thing or don't want to install the profile from somebody else, then definitely wait until the public beta comes out or the public release. And macOS, like I said, macOS is installing. It's obviously a bigger install, so it's going to take a little bit of time, but it is in the process of installing. Dark theme is the same. The animations feel about the same. It's running pretty smooth. Obviously, like when you get that update, I'm gonna go through the settings and stuff like that. Okay, so there is an option in settings for notifications. So on the top you have display as right here. So you can display it as a stack, a list, or a count. I guess the stack is going to be what it used to be. Count just shows the number of notifications on the bottom, and you can swipe up to see them. Sorry, it's kind of blurry. And then stack is what you guys just saw. All right, give me 1 second. Let me see if I can get my friend the profile. Let's see. Wonder if it will send in. Alright, so it looks like the iPad has started back up, so give me 1 more second. Let me get the install started on the iPhone SE. Alright, so let's start off in the same spot here. Alright, so iPadOS. I know that light is kind of in there. Ooh, let's see. Unlock. I don't want you to go to the home screen, I just want you to unlock. Alright, so we're unlocked. Can you not do a custom home screen on the iPad? Alright, it looks like we have the new clock font, but as far as I can tell, you can't do a home screen in the iPad. So that's weird. Some of the things they did talk about there, let me clean the screen off a little bit. Some of the things they did talk about here on iPadOS on the iPads with the M1 is we do have a new option in display zoom here, so you can do more space. So that's good for things like multitasking. The iPad does have to kind of do a little restart here. So since you have that high resolution screen, you can do more space and kind of shrink down that, or I guess increase the resolution and shrink down everything, and it will allow you to do that. We do have the new weather in the iPad now, so tapping on the weather widget no longer takes you to the Weather Channel website. It does give you full weather app on there, and I don't know where. I'm assuming there's a weather app icon on here somewhere. Yeah, so there is a weather app. I don't know where it is on the home screen right now, but it does install that weather app on there for you as well. Other stuff in iPadOS, I don't really remember. I wasn't paying too much attention. You can turn on reference mode, so you can calibrate that and your screen colors and all that kind of stuff for doing color grading and color editing, all that kind of stuff there. My iPhone is now, my other iPhone is now installing the beta. So let me know, guys, what you want to see in iPadOS, because I really don't remember everything in there. macOS is installing. It's about halfway through the thing before it reboots. I'm just reading through the comments here. We can try, let's see how, I don't remember how to do the little side thing. Is it in Control Center? Yeah, it's in Control Center. Alright, so we turn that on. So we have YouTube right here. So you can still fully interact with the app in this mode. Siri, I'm not talking to you. So we have that, and then we have settings right here, so you can switch between them. I can drag. Okay, maybe not. I thought I could drag another. Alright, maybe I didn't, let's see. Can I open? Yeah, so I don't know, I can't seem to, oh, okay, there's one. So I can still interact with YouTube back here, and I can interact with Safari right here, and then I can put that over there and make that the active window. And then if we want to close that, we can just close that and go back to that one. It doesn't look like it's working with, oh no, there, it's working with everything now. So that's all working. And then if you want to disable that, you just tap over there and it goes back to your regular window. So that's pretty nice. All that, if you're on the home screen and you turn it on, same thing. It doesn't do anything, and then once you open an app, it pops back up and you have your apps over on the side there. And then you can close, go back to your home screen. You can disable that. See, I don't think there's really any settings for it. Let's see. There's usually a multitasking gestures. That's always been there. That's all the same. Picture in picture. That's all the same. Yeah, it looks like everything's pretty much the same there. I don't see anything really too different there. Does the scaling option allow us to have the same split screen app sizes on 11-inch iPads as on the 12.9? I'm not too sure. They didn't really say what it scaled to. They just said it allowed for more room for split screen. So let me see. I'll turn it off. So here's the home screen with the scaling on. And then if we go to display and brightness, and it's under display zoom, so you can zoom in, you can have standard, or you can have more space. So basically, small, medium, and large. So I'm going to put it back in standard, and I'm going to put it back in standard. Alright, so there is, that's everything in standard. So that's what that looks like. Now you can still use your multitasking in standard. You just don't have as much space. So it doesn't take away that ability or anything like that. But if you don't need the bigger size, you can, of course, change the scaling and make it a little bit smaller. So yeah, I like the swipe up for your notifications, and then you can have that there. If you want to clear your notifications, it's right there. Let's see. You can clear your notifications right there, or you can just swipe down, lowers them down, swipe down again, and they go away. Now you can still see your new notifications because they'll pop up on the bottom. So that's kind of cool. It does seem that I don't know if this is maybe a slight bug or where, no, it looks like it was where I'm touching on the screen, but it looks like sometimes if you kind of like swipe up from just above the bar right there, it tends to want to do the haptic feedback and pull the animation up, or pull the notifications up and then go to the home screen. So I don't know if that's just a little adjustment that needs to be made, or just where I was on the screen, because it's not doing it. It's not doing it now once I have my finger in the right spot. So that is all of that. Let's see. Another thing, there's nothing here you guys can't see. So another thing up here on the next to the plus button in Apple Wallet is we have a little box icon, and that is your order screen. So places that accept Apple Pay can now upload tracking and shipping information directly to the Wallet app. So that's pretty cool. You can see that directly on there. Right here we do have an icon. It's not like tappable or anything, for your focus mode. So that does show on the top right there next to the clock icon. Still no battery information or anything like that. There are more focus modes, I think. You can choose to share, like if you want to share certain focus modes, you can do that now. Sorry, it doesn't want to focus on the phone. It wants to focus on the iPad. There we go. So you can choose what focus modes will share, that you're in them or not. Let's see, home screen. All right, and for those of you wondering, the little search thing on the bottom is something that you can turn off. So if you go to settings and go to home screen, you can turn off the show spotlight thing down there, which is that little search button right there. So if that gets annoying and you don't want to use it, you can turn that off, which is good. Let's see, let's go to battery. There's nothing new in the battery section. All the battery health information, all that kind of stuff is the same. All the software update screen is the same. I just showed center stage on the iPad. Just go back in the stream. There is again, there's no center stage on the iPhone, so it's just on the iPad and the Mac. The Mac is still updating, and then as I said, I just demoed center stage on the iPad. You just have to enable it right here in Control Center, and then when you open an app, your center stage shows up on the left side here, and you can drag other apps over, and you can interact with both of them at the same time. You can tap the other one to bring it forward, all that kind of stuff. Go back to your home screen right there, and then if you want to disable it, you just turn it back off in Control Center. Let's see. Let's look at CarPlay settings real quick and see. Yeah, I don't see anything really different about CarPlay right now, in the settings at least. So I don't know if that's changing yet or not. All the Face ID settings look the same. Let's go to SOS. Again, all the same. Let's see, I don't see any new settings sections. Your Wi-Fi password now shows in the network section, so you can tap that, and then it'll do Face ID, and it'll actually show the password if you want to give it to somebody or something like that. Again, with the keyboard, you can go to keyboard feedback right here, and there is a sound and haptic option, so you can choose which one you want for that. Wallpapers, I believe, yes, there are. The wallpaper I'm using is one of the new ones, and I believe it is I believe it's the only one. Actually, no, it's not the only one. So you actually have a bunch of stuff for the wallpaper. So just like when you customize, let me move the iPad so this will focus. So when you go to add the wallpaper, you can tap this right here to customize your home screen with the widgets and everything, just like you could before. You can tap this for your wallpaper. You can do like a blur kind of thing right there. So you can do all these colors and gradients and stuff like that on the wallpaper, so it's fully customizable. But this is the actual wallpaper right here. And then if you want to add a new wallpaper, you actually have all these different sections to choose from, to where you can add a wallpaper, add a color, all that kind of stuff. So if you want to add like the weather wallpaper, you can add that, and it adds the weather widgets and all that kind of stuff right there. I don't know how you can just add if you can just change the wallpaper, or you have to it looks like you kind of have to do the whole like widget deal kind of thing. Ooh, that's a cool one. Yeah, so you can actually add. So you can take this emoji wallpaper and do like add your own like emojis and design your own wallpaper. So that's really cool. So yeah, add a new wallpaper. It looks like kind of customizes based on the widgets and stuff like that, but there's not like a just like a wallpaper section anymore. It's just like the whole thing. Um, let's see. Yeah, so that's kind of that one, and then you've got your collections here. So you can, these are kind of the old ones that were in iOS. They're kind of like updated for the new home screen and stuff like that. So yeah, the wallpapers are a lot different than they were in iOS iOS 15 and earlier. It's not really. What about the hourly changed wallpaper? It's probably in there somewhere. I didn't really. Oop. I'm sure some of these change automatically, like the weather one. Yeah, so the live weather and astronomical conditions will change. Stuff like that. You can probably set it up. There's a photo shuffle one right here, so you can shuffle photos. You can do photos and people and emojis and all that kind of stuff. You can change the weather one based on the weather. So yes, that is all in there. Now I don't know how you change. Let's see, the other one. If you go back to wallpaper, you tap this one right here. Okay, so you can choose photos right here, and then you can, like I said, you can make and configure other wallpapers right there, and you can change like the you can change the gradients right there. You gotta get it right in the right spot, or it tries to do it on yeah, so that's pretty cool how you can customize all the wallpapers, or you can use the one that you're using on the home screen. Slight bug there where it looks like that doesn't update right away, but it does eventually update, so that is really cool. Add the earth wallpaper and show the unlock animation. Okay, hold on, I'm just going to add it as a second one. All right, let's see. So, sorry, my friend is texting me about the beta because he's updating right now too. All right, so I'm going to add another one right here. So we're just going to add new, and then you said the earth wallpaper. So this one right here. Let's see, we're going to allow that. Looks like it's going to use the same widgets that I already set up. All right, so show the unlock animation. Oh, that is cool. That is that. Oh wow. So So I unlock, and then it floats in. That is, wow. I just wasn't expecting that on iOS. Hold on, I'm going to screen record that real quick and send that to him. So it looks like the only thing that didn't stay the same is this up here. It did not keep my weather. So we're just going to put conditions up there. All right, there we go. So that was really cool. Let me turn off focus real quick. All right, so when I have focus turned off, you actually see your stack of notifications down there on the bottom. So the only reason I was getting that other one before was because of the other stuff. So you can scroll up, get all your notifications, and then you can get your older ones in Notification Center down there. Pop that down, go down once more, and then go down here. I think my other iPhone, let me turn that back on real quick. So. Yeah, the lock screen and the all right, so you can see here my SE is now updated. So let's see what kind of stuff we get on the SE. Ooh, the SE has keyboard haptics too. Awesome. All right, so we're going to set up a home screen on here. So we're going to add a new one. Let's try. I'm just going to do the weather one, but I'm going to change this back to what I had before with my Apple Watch and just have the weather in the background. So this one does show. It will show your and you can drag. I guess you can't place that over here. Yeah, you can't. It will show your phone's battery if you don't have any other devices. Oh no, you can move it. It looks like it's just, is it putting it in both? It will only show your phone battery if you don't have any connected devices. So I don't know if maybe you have multiple devices if you can choose, but my Apple Watch is connected to my my Pro, so that's why it was showing up on there. I'm gonna turn what it's thinking there's another widget over here. So that looks like it's glitching a little bit. Yeah, okay, that came back. All right, so there's that. So you can have the weather conditions as your home screen and your lock screen. That's really cool. Let me see. Let me try on the Pro here and see if there is a way to choose what okay, so you can. So if you hold down or if you tap the widget, there are settings for it. So you can have it set automatically, or you can choose what battery it shows. So I'm actually going to put it on the 13 Pro Max just because it doesn't show the battery up there in a percentage. And then so if I tap here, nope, you can only remove it. You can only remove, how did I do it? Alright, so if you tap it here, that's how you get to the settings. So it doesn't look like there's any settings for that. Yeah, okay, but you can set the battery one, so that's what I was wondering about. That's really cool. So back to that, we have the weather as your lock screen. There's no like cool animation, but the weather, the stuff does change. Can you try clicking the album art while playing music? Let's see. Alright, so I am playing music, I just have it turned down for copyright reasons. Are you talking about right here? Tapping that opens music on the phone. It doesn't look like that. It doesn't look like that expands. But it is, you can interact with it down there and it doesn't take up the whole lock screen anymore. So yeah, it doesn't take up the whole lock screen anymore. Let's see. Let's check on the Mac. Yeah, so it doesn't look like. Let me go to the iPad here and see wallpaper. Yeah, the wallpaper picker on the iPad is the same. So there is one new iOS wallpaper, and it's that one right there. But this wallpaper picker is not on the iPhone. The wallpaper on the iPhone is kind of like the whole customization thing with the widgets and stuff like that, where you can completely redo it. So let me see if the Mac is done. All right, so let me move everything here. Get this in here. It's gonna be kind of hard to see. I don't have a way to plug it in and like screen capture. The screen looks really dusty without lighting. It's doing something. Alright, so we'll give that a second here. Looks like it's just updating the rest of this stuff. Somebody's playing music really loud outside. Alright, so it says 11 minutes remaining, so it looks like it's updating probably some files or something like that. It is not the FileVault boot screen because I do not have FileVault on, so. Yep, I'll check the Mac settings. Very, like, they don't show every single little detail of iOS in the keynote for obvious reasons, but after like playing around with it, it's just the little things, like the haptic keyboard. And I mean, like when I first saw like, oh cool, you can change the clock and some widgets on the home screen, but I didn't realize the level of customization and stuff like that that was there with iOS, or with the wallpapers and the animations and all that kind of stuff, and it's really cool. Yep, I'll check the new wallpaper on the Mac too. I think this is the only wallpaper, the one that's in the background right here. That is the one for macOS 16. No, I don't think they made FileVault default because I didn't set anything up. Like, it's just an update. It's not, it's none of that. I don't think it, I think it's just optimizing all the apps and files for the new OS. But I'll check in the settings and see if FileVault is on. Because it's definitely, yeah, it's definitely not on my Mac Mini, and I set everything up the same way, so. So yeah, no, I don't think they just turned File Vault on by default and didn't tell anybody. Because File Vault, you have to like create the recovery key and everything like that, and it wouldn't have just done that without like mentioning anything. There is some new stuff in Mail, which I'll show later. I don't have the default Mail app on my phone. I use Spark, so we'll check that out a little bit later. So we're just waiting on that to do what it's doing. I'm gonna be answering you guys' questions. I'm just looking at the stuff in iOS while I do that. Keyboard seems very smooth. I'm just typing in some third-party apps and stuff like that, and it is working pretty good. Phone app looks the same. I'm just glad they added keyboard haptics. That was something I wanted for a while. Yeah, the iPad beta is cool. I like the stuff that's taking more advantage of the M1, like with the screen and the scaling and that kind of stuff. But one, I wanted pro apps, which that's been a thing that people have been, hopefully it'll come this year. They've been saying that for a few years, but it really hasn't. The iPad doesn't have the features with the home screen, so that's not there. Really, the main thing on iPadOS this year, I guess, is the fact that you can do the whatchamacallit with the windows and stuff like that. And yeah, there is no new app switcher. It is the I keep forgetting what it's called. I'm trying to find it in the comments because I know somebody asked about it. Can I put more than 2 apps on the new iPad mode? Let me see. Let's see. So for some reason, when you first turn it on, maybe it doesn't work with settings. Let me try a different app. Okay, yeah, I think it was just the app. Oop. Yes, you can. I have 3 right now. So it does work, at least 3 apps. I don't have a bunch that I'm going to put up on the screen, but yes, you can. And then it looks like if you turn it off when you have an app split like that, it actually puts the app into a split view. So that's pretty nice. Yeah, it is really stable. I've been playing with it on my iPhone, and it's pretty smooth. Yeah, I really don't think that's FileVault. I think it's just updating the files and stuff like that for the new OS. But again, I'll check in a second when it logs in. I do like the ability to edit messages in iOS because one thing my friends hate is when I send a message and then I realize I messed up and I send another message and stuff like that. It looks like we also got a recently deleted section in iMessage that is also there. Can you edit group messages? Let's see. Yes, you can. Any changes for the shortcut app automation? I don't believe so. I think they said something about shortcuts can run from Siri without additional setup. But I don't really use shortcuts. I don't like like I know some people like completely customize their home screen with shortcuts, and it's just not something I ever did just because of the way it runs. So I don't really use that. So I can't really answer that fully. But based on what they said during the keynote, I think it is a little bit easier. I just really like playing with the wallpapers. Oh, you can change the detail of the Earth too. So when you go to that Earth one, you can actually swipe over, and you can do Earth detail, the moon detail, or the solar system. So I'm gonna put it on Earth detail, and it looks like it switched to the moon. So we'll try that again. Earth detail done. We're somehow still on the moon. Alright, Earth detail. Okay, there we go. Alright, so yep, I'm on the East Coast, so now you can see Earth detail is kind of more zoomed in on the Earth. Ooh, that's notifications. You do get less of an unlock animation with that one, but it does move. But that's kind of cool just to see all the clouds and stuff like that. I'm sure at night this would be really cool as well to see that. Let's see, I'm going to put it back on the regular one. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And change the time color. Yes, you can change the time color. You can also link wallpapers to focus modes, so if you want to do that, you can. If you want to have a different wallpaper for different focus modes. You can change the font color and the... oh, you can actually pick any color you want as well. I'm going to do a red, because I like red. Yep, you can change the font color and the time. So we're going to do that one right there. So yep, there we go. It's kind of hard to see that lower red part with the Earth right there, but pretty cool. Once you apply Earth wallpaper and swipe notifications center down, you'll see really cool. Yes, it does animate. It also animates when you unlock the phone as well. It zooms in, so that's really cool. But let's see. Let me try it with. It doesn't look like it. It doesn't animate with notification center, but it does. It does definitely animate when you unlock the phone. So far, I haven't had any issues, but I haven't really used too many third-party apps. But it is so far stable with that. Okay, so let me see. Everybody was asking, saying that was the FileVault thing. Here is the new settings for everybody asking. New settings on macOS. Look at your screen now. Settings have changed. But let me go down to... now I gotta find it. Privacy and security. Okay, it was FileVault. I guess you were right. So FileVault did turn on or was on or something like that. A recovery key has been set. I think you can just disable it though, right? Or not wipe it. so I am just going to turn it back off. I usually just leave that off in on my Mac. Alright, but that is the new settings. I mean, so it is it's basically the same settings, it's just laid out differently. But macOS is something I'm going to have to play around with on its own, just because it's totally different. But that's the not totally different, but it's just, you know, a lot. That's the new wallpaper. I don't think there are any other ones. So yeah, you still got your dynamic wallpapers. You can do colors and auto rotate them down there if you want. And then we have the light and dark macOS graphic right there. So you can do that, which is pretty cool. It's in dark mode right now, so that's the light mode. It's just kind of a blue, and then it's a darker and a black image on there for the dark mode. I don't think that's similar to Windows OS settings or Windows 11 settings. Windows 11 is more of like tabs and stuff like that, and then I mean it's got that on the side, but I don't think it's completely the same now. But yeah, I mean it's the same settings, it's just laid out a little differently. I'm sure they'll optimize that a little bit more as we go along in the beta process. How many apps can you put? So Stage Manager, I mean, it has 4 on the side by default. I opened at least 3 on top of each other, and it worked fine. Let me see. I don't think there's a keyboard shortcut for Stage Manager. No, you have to enable it in. Alright, so on my Mac, let's open Safari. Let's see, is Stage Manager on? Okay, so it is on. And then we'll open Chrome. Okay, so with Stage Manager on, when you open additional applications, they just take turns switching, and you can, of course, layer them on top of each other and then drag them back over, and it puts them back over on the side there. So that's kind of cool. It's like almost like a faster, more efficient way of minimizing apps if you're switching, like if you're switching between apps, and if you close one, this one just becomes the active window again. You can, of course, enlarge it. So it's basically like a more efficient way of multitasking, in my opinion. Everything else seems to be about the same. Again, you have your focus modes and your settings for that, and all your Bluetooth devices. Everything on the top looks the same. The taskbar or the dock looks the same, but you have that focus mode, stuff like that. I will check out the Mail app. Where can you configure passkey on settings? Let's see. Passkey is under passwords. So all that kind of stuff is in the password section. Does it seem stable enough to put on a daily driver? I don't know. I can't answer that question yet because all I've been doing is showing you guys some of the main features. I haven't really had time to play around with everything, but I will test that out. I'm going to do a dedicated video on iOS, iPadOS, and macOS that's not part of this live stream. That's just going to be a recorded one, so I can show more stuff, and I'll have more time to play around with it and stuff like that as well. This is just me installing it and first impressions and all that kind of stuff. I still have to install watchOS 9 on my Apple Watch, but I haven't done that yet. I usually don't make watchOS videos just because it's hard to record the Apple Watch. But yeah, let me look at the comments again. I mean, I didn't really have to waste time disabling the encryption. It just did it in the background, so not a big deal. I don't believe the M1s have a T2 chip, do they? I thought it was all built into the M1. The iOS 16 profile, if you want to share anything like that, you do have to go to the channel members and become a beta member on there, $2.99 a month. and that gives you access to the iOS beta section of my Discord, which is where we'll have all that kind of stuff. I don't know what the exact number of apps is on Center Stage or on Stage Manager. On the iPad, I've done up to 3. I'm assuming you can probably do at least 4 because that's what it shows on the sidebar by default. But with the apps I have and have open, I got at least 3 so far. But I don't know what the official limit is on that. If you guys have any questions, make sure you comment them. I am looking at the questions right now. If you guys want to see anything that I haven't shown yet, or if you missed something, go ahead and let me know, and I can show you guys. I'm watching another stream right now just because we're all kind of collaborating and showing all that kind of stuff on there. Navigate, show something. What do you mean? Navigate and show something. I'm assuming the settings section will probably change just a little bit. When they did some of the earlier macOS betas, like the battery thing looked like crap and all that kind of stuff. So I'm sure they'll change it a little bit. You can choose like when low power mode turns on, always on battery or only on power adapter. I don't know why you'd want low power mode on the power adapter. You don't have to click another section to see your battery health. It does show normal right there. And then if you tap the icon, you can see normal, maximum capacity 100%, and you can enable and disable the optimized charging. You can choose when it wakes for network access, your optimized video streaming, all that kind of stuff right there. Your display settings. It's got you can see the display order right here for universal control. All that kind of stuff. And universal control does work just fine between 13 and 12. I just moved my mouse over, and now I'm controlling the mouse on my MacBook right there is from my Mac Mini. So that works just fine. Everything else looks about the same, might be worded a little bit different, but it's all there. iOS 16 has native mouse support on iPadOS, not on the iPhone. So iPadOS 16 has native mouse support. It has for a while, ever since they came out with the trackpad cases and stuff like that. But as far as the iPhone, you still have to go through assistive touch. I mean, so Preston, the only thing about installing the beta on your main device, you can always go back, but just make sure when you back up your device, I would back it up to like a Mac or something, somewhere where the beta won't get, or the backup won't get overwritten, because if you back it up on iOS 15, you update to iOS 16, it does another backup automatically. If you lose that iOS 15 backup and go to an iOS 16 backup, you're not going to be able to go back to iOS 15 and restore from a backup, because you can't restore from a newer backup. So if you do that, you can go back. Just make sure you save that backup. The camera, let me see if I can get that to work. Okay, so it popped up. It was actually popped up right when I opened FaceTime. So we'll hit try it now. And yep, so my phone camera phone camera went right to the MacBook Pro, so it works. It worked right away. Let me actually see if sorry, I'm trying to show my friend. Yeah, so works right away. You just hit disconnect. Let me see if they have let's see, it's not what I want. Apple. Let me see if they came out with the accessory. They do have a what would it be called? I don't see. Let's see if it's under Mac. Let's see. Oh, it says Magic. Let's see, displays and mounts maybe? I don't see. I don't see the thing yet for the MagSafe thing for the iPhone to attach it to the screen. But I'm probably going to go ahead and end the stream here in a second. I am going to go make some videos of iOS and everything like that, some recorded stuff. I just want a chance to play around with it for a second and find anything else that may be hidden, check out some videos, check out some other stuff online, and just see if there's anything that I might be missing. So I'm going to go ahead and go do that. Thank you guys for watching all the WWDC coverage. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. We will have continuous iOS 16, iPadOS 16, and macOS 13 beta updates as we go along. So once again, thanks for watching. Make sure you click that subscribe button, and we will be showing some stuff later on.